Hello. Okay. Anyway, I hope that I can be heard. Anywho, the moon is now in Leo. Leo. I'm sick of this gorilla talk. The memes are hilarious. The memes are hilarious. I can't. Hold on. I cannot. Everybody breathe. Just relax. I also can't believe I got banned on TikTok like for a week at that. For a week at that. A week at that. Hold on. Okay, the moon is in Leo. As we all know, Leo rules children, performance, ruled by the sun, which is the ego, rules the hair, rules the back. Also, if you forgot, try not to do anything surgical for this upcoming full moon on the 12th. Remember, the full moon is going to be in Scorpio, so please wear a condom. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, and Venus is now in Aries. Venus is now in Aries. Hold on. Okay, Venus is in 1 degree of Aries right now. Remember, Aries is ruled by Mars. Aries is the first sign, the sign of the self. Also, what's interesting about it is that Neptune is also in Aries. Neptune is a generational planet. Generational planet means that it's a long transit. It's about 20 years. So it was just in Pisces for the last 20 years. Hold on. How long will Neptune be in Aries? And then remember, Aries rules men. Aries rules men. Aries, because it's ruled by Mars, Mars is white people. That's why that's their planet. White people come from Mars. That's why they're so eager to go back home. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, so that's why they're so eager to go back home because they're ruled by Mars. Let me see. How long will Neptune be in Aries? Okay, so it entered on March 30th of this year. It says it will stay in the first sign of the zodiac until October 22nd of 2025. That's when it will retrograde back into Pisces and then re-enter Aries on January 26th, 2026. Ooh, somebody made a mistake. They put 2025 instead of 2026. It says it will linger there, I'm assuming Aries, until March 2039. Can you believe that we're in 2025? Can you believe that we're in 2025? It's atrocious. Hold on. Okay. Venus and Neptune in Pisces. I mean, Venus and Neptune in Aries. Yeah, so Venus retrograde is over. Mars retrograde was a time. Like, what did I want to talk about? Okay, so the moon is in Leo, and I wanted to talk about algorithm, your algorithm. You please remember that you are 100% in control of your life, right? So you are 100% in control of your algorithm. You need to go through your following and who's following you so that you can reprogram your algorithm. So I would take this weekend to see who you're following, what's on your explore page, and redo that algorithm. And remember that our phones and our TVs, all of that stuff, it can hear us. Remember, we are electrical beings. It can hear us. That's why whenever you're thinking about something and then you go to your phone and you see an ad pop up about it, it's because it knows, okay? Our phones have been watching us. Our phones watch us, okay? Hold on. Also, it will help with, victim mindset. Getting out of victim mindset is definitely going to be a theme with Neptune and Aries. Just focus on Aries, focus on Neptune. Neptune is spirit, Aries is the self. Aries is the men. So if men want to be more dominating or if men want to be more assertive, let them. Let them. You're supposed to be letting people be who they are anyway. If you don't like them, why are they in your life? Why are they even in your life? Also, Neptune being spirit and water ruling over Sagittarius and Pisces. Excuse me, Neptune rules over Pisces, excuse me. Pisces, ruling the spirit world. That's why it rules delusion. I have a post about that on my Patreon. And Aries ruling men. A lot of men are going to start getting more into their spirituality. They're going to start getting more in tune with who they are, getting more deep, diving deeper, longing, wanting. I also want to manifest that men will be doing a better job at protecting women. Men will start to fully grow into themselves and become more emotionally intelligent. Men will start to fully tap in to their divine masculine energy and their divine feminine energy and learn to control both, learn to balance both. That way, when they are seeking a wife, which they will be doing, when men start to seek their counterpart, their divine feminine counterpart, it will be magical. The nuclear family will grow again. Aside from that, again, dealing dealing we're gonna call them rice, right? Monetization purposes or whatever they call it, right? I don't want to be sued. Remember, I am a character playing a role. This is all entertainment. This is an act. When you have to we have to watch out for the rice because they're gonna want to bring out their spirituality, and their spirituality is really just a history of evil and violence. This is why we're going to go back to the origins, the first religions. And because Pisces is also ruled by Jupiter, We're going to be learning a whole lot. The system, there's been so many things that have been exposed, that have been overlooked about the world, about all these conspiracy theories that are going on. Half and half is not conspiracy. Half and half is the truth. If you're over 26 years old, you should have a good grip on your discernment. You should have good discernment about your discernment. You should be able to pause. You should be in a state, you should be in a meditative state where you are pausing. Okay, this is all Neptune and Aries stuff. Also, Venus and Aries. I'm going to be talking about Venus a lot more. Venus and its transits. Only because of the other theories that are going around about Venus being the second Earth. But what I have come, right, to study with Venus, and because it rules value and it rules two signs, and two of those signs are feminine, we also have to understand that that is probably why there has been an uprising of feminism. Almost everybody is a feminist. Even men have been feminists, but we have to re-examine feminism. While Neptune is in Aries and while Venus is in Aries for this short amount of time, we have to redo feminism and think about feminism, because how the world treats men versus our minute arguments online is all made up. Why? I can prove it. I can prove it, and I don't really care if you like it or not, but this is the truth. Okay? I'm going to post this video on my Patreon. And again, I want you to focus on the message. I want you to watch this interview with this college professor. You may be familiar with him, but just to cite him in his words, he states that patriarchy is a myth. Now, it's not a secret that men rule the world. Their systems rule the world. Whoever bangs the gavel, right, is ruling the world. The elites, right, are made up probably of mostly men. I don't want to speak too finite or too, conclusive. But patriarchy is a myth. And he just started stating stats of the amount of men that's in jail. There's more men that's in jail. So how is that patriarchy? He says that men have, more dangerous jobs. So how is that patriarchy? He starts running down all these stats of roles that men have in society. And that goes into the spirituality of society. The spirituality of society, you have to understand, is the herd mentality. The herd mentality is only good for those type of human beings. If you're a person who is struggling with themselves, it's probably because your spirituality wants to come out. Who you are wants to come out. Why you come to my page, or why you follow my readings, or maybe why whoever's listening, if you've gotten a reading from me, it's because you know that there's something deep down inside of you that wants to come out. And it probably will come out with Neptune and Aries. So when we talk about patriarchy, when we talk about feminism, we have to understand that anything that has an ism, anything that has a label, is an identity, and identity is a trap. And that is very important to learn while Neptune is in Aries, because a lot of these things can steal your identity the same way that majority of the population right now is trying to heal their inner child or do the shadow work, is because they have no real sense of who they are right now. So they try to go back to their childhood to pick it apart and piece it together in the present, while simultaneously still trying to be a functioning human being, but still trying to heal. You heal in moments. You heal by creating miracles. So when we're talking about these systems that are in place, that is for the herd. That is for the herd. We have sovereignty over ourselves. We have sovereignty over ourselves. We have sovereignty over ourselves. These are all made up things. So if you're online every day and you're not disassociating from what's going on and you're reacting to the things that you're seeing, you are living in a loop. That's what being quote unquote woke is. It's being able to disassociate and discern. Disassociate and discern. You can totally have an opinion about something, but you don't have to attach an emotion to it. Because once you become emotional and you don't know how to control your emotions, yes, things from before will come up right now. Because remember, emotions are water. So once water starts pouring and you don't know what to do to stop that leak, you become just like the herd, reactionary instead of proactive. You truly are a character in this life. And if you don't pre-produce yourself to deal with the world, you're always going to be a victim. That's not going to work while Neptune is in Aries. You have to get these, you can know about these systems, you can know how they work, and you can see how they make people think, right? Because that's what I teach. We're trying to take our minds back. While Neptune is in Aries, you have to take your mind back. And it's simple. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy, 1, 2, 3. Y'all know my techniques. It's all meditation, disassociating, and discerning. Speak when it is important. Project who you are when it is important. You have to look at your life as a business and as an investment. Where are you putting your energy? Where are you investing your energy? This is very important to know. It's very, very important right now at this time, especially with artificial intelligence. You think they made all these movies for no reason? No, all of this stuff is in our subconscious because we know what's coming. There are bigger things to worry about than what's going on online. There are bigger things to be worried about than what somebody thinks. It is only important to know how somebody thinks when you have to pay attention to their patterns. And the only way that you will pay attention to their patterns is if they're in your close proximity. If you don't like someone's patterns, why are you near them? Change your algorithm, get the systems out of your mind, and create your own system. You have to take your power back from the systems. You have to bring your mind back in tune with you. And it is the easiest thing to do. What's hard right now for a majority is unlearning. So do the easy stuff first. You see something triggering online, unfollow it, block it, mute it, whatever. And it's crazy that I'm saying this in 2025. It's like all the movies were right. But in conclusion of Neptune and Aries, you gotta get yourself into your spiritual self. You can't project truth while living a lie. And nurture the men around you. Give them a book, give them a Bible, encourage them. Okay? Positive affirmations. Stop letting other people's funky ass attitude make you have a funky ass attitude. Are you not in control of yourself? Get control of yourself. Why Does what somebody else feel or say to you matter? It don't matter. As long as nobody's threatening your child or your life, who gives a shit? Okay, so that's Neptune and Aries briefly. Yes, and Venus is in Aries right now. Mars is still in Leo. I went over that. I have a YouTube video on that, so check that out. I just want to make sure that I'm not leaving anything out. Um, Also, briefly, I wanted to talk about empathy and like sympathy. It's very healthy to have these things about you. Everything about you is healthy. Let's start there, right? Because we're reprogramming our mind. Everything about you is healthy. Everything about you is healthy. When you're empathetic to someone, that is a superpower, right? But remember, it's what you do with your empathy that matters. Excuse me, hold on. Let me check something out. Remember patreon.com/ the creative cure. You can subscribe for free. Um, Hold on. Okay, so next Mercury retrograde will be July 18th through August 11th, and it will be in Leo. Other important planets are Jupiter and Uranus. Jupiter and Uranus are moving into Gemini. Jupiter goes into Gemini May 14th. It's going to go retrograde end of the year. Uranus will be moving into Gemini July 7th. This is important because Uranus is the planet of us, the collective, right? And hold on a second. Jupiter is education. Jupiter is the spirit world. Jupiter is the teacher, the higher power, right? So we're going to be learning a lot of things. I already told you Neptune goes retrograde July 4th. Okay, what else? Hmm. Wait, is this it? Yeah, that's the same thing. Yes, also please read my post on my Patreon about the different languages. Um, we just want to start training our tongues, training our tongues to learn different languages and boost our energy, get that sacred oil flowing through our body so that we can retain all the information that we read. Okay. And yes, more color therapy coming soon. I'm really excited about it. I'm also gonna also started posting like just some like everyday astrology that you see in the world, like with celebrities and stuff. Um, and yes, because we spoke about Venus, check out my post astrotheology of Venus on my page. And yeah, now that we're talking about Neptune, I might do a post on my Patreon about it. So yeah, just stay tuned, check it out, and thank you for listening. I will see you next time.